Hi, my name is Faye Watson and this is Assessment 2 for Applied Management Practice. This presentation is all about reflecting and discussing on my personal development during this module at university. I will start by presenting the data gathered on the graduate market and following this talk about my original personal development objectives and what I've done to help them objectives and achieve them. I will then discuss my SWOT analysis and gap analysis again, and then talk about a revised personal development plan and how I can further develop myself. Hi, my name is Faye Watson and this is Assessment 2 for Applied Management Practice. This presentation is all about reflecting and discussing on my personal development during this module at university. I will start by presenting the data gathered on the graduate market and following this talk about my original personal development objectives and what I've done to help them objectives and achieve them. I will then discuss my SWOT analysis and gap analysis again, and then talk about a revised personal development plan and how I can further develop myself. I've done lots of research into the graduate market, and in particular the business sector, as that is what I look forward to going into. To be the ideal candidate, you need all the factors displayed on the table above. Especially during the uncertain time of the pandemic, there is lots more competition, and this is said in the High Flyers report. From the research I undertook, the main skills required to become an ideal candidate for the job type I am after are communication, being a team player, ability to learn quick and adapt, especially in these times, being ambitious and passionate about the role applying for, technology skills, interpersonal skills, Microsoft skills, and to be able to use your initiative. And these all came from target jobs. There are also new skills needed in order to be able to adapt in the graduate market with COVID-19. These include more technology skills, more work based online, Microsoft skills, and the use of your own initiative. In order to get into an ideal job, most employers look for a degree level of 2-1 or above in a business-related degree and to have some previous work experience on your CV. Within the business world, they also look for people who are willing to relocate to the job and willing to constantly learn and adapt no matter what is happening. During the first half of the Applied Management module, after research on the market and research on myself, I carried out around 10 to 12 different self-assessments in my own time and during some of the seminar sessions. These were then analysed in order to find strengths and weaknesses and to be able to come up with a SWOT analysis table. The first part of the self-assessments are the personality test. These have all been put together in a chart on the slide above. Strengths came back and showed up that I work best in a team. However, I can be let down by rushing my work and not advancing my ideas in group situations. The next set of self-assessments I carried out were self-score ones. As you can see on the slide with the diamond diagram, showing that there is room for improvement in all areas, especially needing to adapt my global skills, but also have more confidence in myself to score higher in the future. The last set of self-assessments I carried out were the time management ones above. You can see a snippet of my day-to-day plan, and clearly there is room for improvement to prioritise my time more. The pie chart allows me to see which elements I spend most time, with my time clearly not being prioritised accurately. The last set of assessments were asking external people what they think of my attributes. This came back very positively. The blind spots I didn't see in myself was the fact I'm caring, trustworthy and self-conscious, and the fact I need to have more confidence. From the information of the graduate market, being able to create a profile of the ideal candidate in the slide 1, and also creating a SWOT analysis above after analysing many self-assessments, I can now compare the two, creating a gap analysis in the middle chart above. Comparing the both by seeing the skills required by employers in the graduate market and seeing the skills I have, but also the skills I need to develop. This allowed me to create development needs, the fact that I need to prioritise my time better in order to be an efficient worker like employers require. Have more confidence in the things that I do will always allow me to progress further and take on more things in the working world. Have more knowledge on the industry, also known as having commercial awareness and constantly updating my IT skills, as that is the way the world is going, especially the business world. These development needs led me to create my personal development plan objectives, which are shown in the final table. More confidence, improve productivity, build up commercial awareness, and keep developing IT skills. All these 4 development objectives will be further discussed in the next part of the presentation. The first objective which I put was to have more confidence in myself, in terms of achieving more and being able to speak in front of others. In my personal development plan, I said I would achieve this by attending interviews, which I did with my job at Stug and Lettuce, and applying for several different placements, whether that was successful or not. I attended my seminars and spoke up and asked questions in order to grow and to learn, and to do it in front of different people. When doing group work for my business performance module, I managed to present with the other teams, bringing myself out of my comfort zone even further. Helping during COVID at the hospital, handing out goodie bags for the staff, also helped a lot with confidence, as it meant interacting with many new people. I also have a snapshot here above showing that the fact I scored a 10 out of 10, saying that I encouraged other people, showing that my confidence has grown not within myself, but also being able to bring confidence out in others. The second objective was to improve my time management, to no longer put people first and focus more on my education and time. I did this in several different ways, such as downloading the Forest app, meaning that when studying I couldn't go on my phone and pay all attention to all the tasks in hand. I also downloaded the calendar app to ensure each day was mapped out. I attended all group meetings, which you can see above, scoring a 10 out of 10 in the peer assessment with attendance, and then ensuring that I also get a good 8 hours sleep each night to ensure that I'm ready for the next day. I used Gibbs reflective cycle on this in particular objective because it shows that the apps I downloaded and prioritising my tasks showed good results in the end, as my module came out with 73 in one of the reports, which is excellent. To conclude from this, I can say that I should carry on what I'm doing to map out, ensuring that I'm completing tasks every day, and that is the action I will take. The third objective is to build commercial awareness. This means having more knowledge for when applying for jobs and attending interviews. Keeping up to date with the news was one of the many ways I helped myself to do this. And also having a LinkedIn profile, networking with different people and understanding the sector I was applying for, commenting on people's posts to ensure that the industry and having increasing knowledge of the commercial awareness. Attending the networking events at university, such as how to develop my LinkedIn profile, and events such as L'Oreal with how to get a job with them, was also many ways I helped. Developing several different cover letters for different jobs I applied for also meant I was learning about the sector I was applying for more and more. Different parts of the sector, whether it be cars, makeup, learning about these in cover letters increasingly made me more aware, but I know this can be developed even further. The last objective was to keep developing my skills on IT. Working occasionally at my family's accountancy firm meant that I can keep building my Excel skills when inputting data on people's accounts and the way money was going in and out of their business. Getting a job at Slug and Lettuce also meant that I could work with the cash in, cash out, as at the end of the night I helped cash up, and this was also using IT skills. Learning to adapt to the online life during the pandemic has also increasingly helped me develop my IT skills. With most being over Teams and teaching ourselves different new skills in Excel, especially during the business performance module, with doing accounts for our business simulation has helped. We also had to do a presentation over the Teams platform, which was very different, but also meant our skills were developed even further. And carrying out modules for both the hospital job and Slug and Lettuce has also been all online due to the pandemic, but this hasn't been a bad thing, as it has meant I've learned and developed these skills even further. From the analysis of each different objective in the personal development plan, I've now created a revised SWOT analysis, all about what I still need to work on from the original. The strengths have become stronger in terms of doing things to help them even further. New opportunities have arose from getting a job at Slug and Lettuce and learning new skills. However, threats have come up, and this may be the fact that I no longer want to waste time having a job and not do uni work. So although wasting time may no longer be a weakness, it can be a threat, as working may be seen as being productive, but it's not doing my uni work. I have then created a revised gap analysis. These are all similar to what they already were, they have just changed ever so slightly. And the gap analysis has created my revised development plan, which I'll be talking about on the next slide. Lastly, I've created a revised personal development plan. All the objectives have remained the same, but it does not mean they are the same. It just means that they all need to be further developed in different ways. For starters off, having confidence in myself, this has grown, but it also needs to grow in different ways for me to be able to achieve a graduate job. I need to carry on practicing my presentation skills in order to be able to achieve jobs and be able to look good in interviews. In terms of my productivity, I need to ensure I focus on my studies, as my third year is my most important year at university. So to do this, I need to shut off any other activity apart from doing uni work for a majority of my time and focus purely on that. Building up commercial awareness, this needs to be done further but differently, because rather than doing it for placements, this is now for a graduate job, so things may have changed slightly. And developing IT skills will always be an important objective as the digital world is forever changing, so I can never stop learning and growing my IT skills. To conclude the presentation, if I follow my revised personal development plan, I will be on track to become the ideal candidate and hopefully get a successful graduate job in the future. Thank you for listening.